All right, how's it going? So I've been going crazy just working on some websites, and I filmed a bunch before today to kind of let me be able to just focus on these websites. And so I finally have to start getting back into recording some videos, but I haven't missed a day of posting except for on my shorts, but I didn't mean to. I didn't know. I thought I had the content. But with that, today I want to talk about 3 tweaks that you can make to your website that can have a dramatic impact on your rankings. These are some easy technical things that you can do with your content to structure it better and really help boost your site. I've seen so many websites do this wrong, and when I go in and make these changes, boom. Like just the other day, I did this with a site that was at 0% of the market share, and it jumped up to like 4% in of the local search. So that was, that's a really big boost for a site to make overnight. That's a few rankings going from basically 99 to 1 or 2, right? And then a handful going up into the top 10. So it's a giant move. So yeah, with that, let me go through these. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Josh Thompson, founder of Brightbeam SEO, where I've helped add over $35 million of annual revenue to local businesses. I'm a local SEO obsessed individual. So yeah, so let's go through these. Number 1 is proper header structure. I cannot tell you how many people don't know how to have their headers properly on their website and what to put in them. So here's a few quick tips. Number 1, here's how you should think about your headers. H1 is it's all like a book. Your H1 is like the title of the book. Okay? Your H2s are the chapters. Your H3s are sub-chapters, and H4s are continues down, sub, all the way to H6 if you need it. Typically, you're not going to need more than probably H3s or H4s, but that's how you want to view each page. Each page has a title, which is the H1. Use H2 for the sections on your page, and you use H3s for subsections in those sections, and it should look like that, right? H1, H2, H2, H3, H3, H2, H3, H3, H4, H3, right? Like that, right? It should look like a little accordion kind of style. Now, let me just add, you want these to be information that matters, okay? You don't just want to use these for everything. If it's not related to the page topic or information that's strong, right? Sections that are talking about something on the page, right? Then don't use it. If you have a call now button, it doesn't need to have a header on it. Learn more, right? All these fluff nonsense words or headers, call to actions typically don't need this kind of a header, right? They can be divs or spans or paragraphs or whatever, but they should not be headers. The headers should contain information about the page and the topic of the page so that when Google goes to your website and looks at all your headers, it knows what the page is about, it knows what's most important, and it only sees those headers as what is relative and related to the page. If you just handed Google all your headers, that should say enough about your page, but also should not give any more information that you don't need. So that's number 1, proper header structure. You can use that Details SEO plugin that everyone's been talking about. It's awesome to just see all your headers, and you can even paste them into ChatGPT and have Chat give you some information back on your header structure. So that's number 1. Number 2 is what I'm going to call fresh content and unique content. I think even more and continuing even further into this AI craze, Unique content and fresh content is going to be important. Fresh, Google just de-indexed hundreds of thousands of pages. So what does that mean? These are pages that haven't been touched, that there's a bunch of other pages similarly to them, and Google doesn't need them anymore. So how do you make sure that you're still able to show up in search engines and in AI, because that's where AI is pulling from, right? How do you ensure that that's going to happen? Number one, fresh content, meaning your content on your website continues to be examined and updated every 3 months, 6 months, right? Things change in our industries, and our websites should be these living, breathing things that we go into and we adjust. We look at it, we update, okay? With that, I say unique, because unique to me, I think, means something differently than everyone else. Everyone thinks unique means, I don't know. What do I think? I don't know. People use this word as if it's just some kind of term that means you need to write better than everybody. That's not what unique is. Unique means, especially in a local business, that you're thinking about the people that are your customers. If I'm writing a city page or a service page, I'm in a different part of the country as you are, most likely. I'm in a different city. Each of my cities are different and face different problems. And that goes with my service, the products that I offer, how I do a service. The more you can get down to what makes you unique and the people in your area unique, the easier it is to write content that's unique. Coming up with offers, talking about frequently asked questions, these are all ways that you can really, really set yourself apart from your competition, not only for your customers, but for Google. So that is fresh, unique content. Now, lastly is internal linking. Internal linking has the power to bring all of the boats up, the pages on your website, up in the Google rankings and help your business also rank better on Google Maps. But that takes effort. Internal linking, it can be one of the most time-consuming things that you can do. But if it's done right, it is so beneficial. What this means is that your primary pages are getting linked to by the majority of your other primary pages, depending on how many pages you have that are important. If you have a lot of important pages, then you need to kind of section those off in silos, right? Where maybe these pages for one service you offer are all kind of linked together, and then where it fits, you want to put in the other ones, and you kind of keep a structure, right? So if I'm a plumber only, well, everything probably is getting internal linked. I probably don't have too many service pages. Maybe a plumber's a bad example. If I'm a roofer, right? Maybe I only have 10 service pages at the most. Plumber probably falls into a little bit more. Maybe you want to start sectioning things off. But if I'm a plumbing and HVAC company, now I want to start separating these things out, because we don't want to over internal link. You probably want 10 to 15 internal links, and you can use design to kind of add places like a menu, maybe where all your plumbing services are just listed on the page, right? On a city page, all the cities you serve are just listed. That's fine, right? But inside of your text is where internal linking happens and where it matters the most. Now, here's a couple pointers. When we do this, number one, we want to use variation. You don't want to use the same thing over and over unless it's your brand and your homepage. That's where it probably doesn't matter as much. But for everything else, right, you want to make sure you have a variation. So if I have a page on my website called Plumbing Services, I might want to talk about, I might be talking about something on my water heater page and I might mention, plumbing or hooking up the plumbing, right, or whatever, and I can link to that page. But I don't want to force it too much. But I need to consider the two things. One, what is the exact information? What's the exact anchor text? And am I using a variation, right? So maybe I'm saying plumbing services in one anchor, expert plumbing services for homeowners, right? My variation off the top of my head isn't very good here, but you can see what I'm saying here. Then context matters, right? If you're talking about something else entirely or something that doesn't fit, don't force it in. If I'm talking about plumbing services or how something might hook up, then naturally my plumbing services page is going to be a really good fit for that section. But if I'm not, but Google can see the context. So we don't want to just force pieces in. We want to find places in our text where the context around our link helps boost what it is that internal link is directed towards and what the content on that is about. So I like to keep track or do an export from a plugin, or you can do it from different SEO tools to see all the internal links that are on my website. And then I like to look at all the pages and which internal links are going to that page and the text, so I can make sure we have that variation. And like I said, it's a lot of work, but once you've gotten everything done, then it's a lot easier when you add a new page to just go back through your existing content and look for natural places to link to that new page, right? So that's internal linking, super powerful, but time consuming. So these 3 technical tasks are huge for helping to deliver your information to Google and boost your pages up in search rankings. And I cannot tell you how many times I've seen giant boosts to websites by going through and taking care of this technical information. And as a quick bonus, I would add, if you know the keyword that you're targeting for each page, then when you do the headers and the internal linking, right, and the content, you can make sure that all fits around the target keyword and even further helps you take all of this to the next level. So that's what I got for today. If you want to talk more about your business or you want to chit chat about SEO or whatever, I'm Josh at brightbeamseo.com. Otherwise, we will see you tomorrow.